All right. Good morning, morning. Happy Friday, everybody. I hear some music playing. Get things rocking on a Friday morning. All right. You guys ready to rock and roll back there in the training in the team room? We're ready to go? All right. So happy Friday, everybody. So first things first, just want to say hi, good morning. For those of you guys that are new into the organization, new into the office, and maybe just new and visiting us on the web, on YouTube. This is Friday morning, 10 a.m. What are we in? May 20th. We record the YouTube channel every Friday morning, 10 a.m. We got a pretty incredible guest speaker next week that's lined up. That I'll tell you guys about early next week once it's all set in stone. It's confirmed, but I want to up on Tuesday so we get the thing moving forward. So someone who's been really, really successful outside of our organization in the world. Today, I want to talk about partnership. I want to talk about traits of potential future partners in business. And listen, it's not just our business. It's business in general. And, I'll tell you the interesting thing when it comes to partnerships in any organization, anywhere in the world, when you want to grow your business, you want to grow your organization, one of the keys is to grow with the right people, right? When you have the right people, it makes everything move very quickly. So I literally have a list of things, in my opinion, the characteristics of people that become partners in business. And listen, I get this question asked a lot. It's like, what do you look for in a rising star? What do you look for in a future partner? What do you look for in people that become successful? Just so you know, I don't look for them because I make the decision that they become who they become. I look for them because by what they're doing, they become who they become. Does that make sense, everybody? It's not because I made the decision that they become a partner, that they become a success story. No, it's because they decided. I just happen to see it. And then through their decisions, they happen to grow into the roles that they want to accomplish. So, all right, so I got a list of things here. So number one is commitment. Commitment. And it's interesting. There's levels of commitment, and in our organization, we do things outside of work. We do things inside of work. We do things a little bit, outside of the, quote unquote, store sales, retail hours. And there's some people that come in early and do one-on-ones. There's some people that never miss a team night, and they're always at the company functions. And then there's some people that don't do that at all, that they always miss the functions, and they always, just come in just on time. And, and I'll tell you, there's an old story about LeBron James when he was in Cleveland. But LeBron James, the first thing he did to get the culture of the Cleveland Cavaliers to become a winning franchise when he was just getting there is he would invite people over to his house. He would make them spaghetti, and he would get the team together. And if you're the captain of the team, you put on this event, and some of the rookies who are hot shots that probably signed $5-10 million deals, they don't show up to the little team night of spaghetti night with the rest of the team. I don't think that rookie pans out very well, to say the least. And it's very, very interesting how that happens. So number one is commitment. Number two is standards. And standards has to do with not only performance and driving revenue for the business or organization that you're in, or in the role that you're in, but also comes with quality. There's a saying in business, if you're great at, sales as an example, because we're in a sales industry. If you're great in sales, excuse me, but you have issues with customers, you're not that good. If you have high sales and problems, you're not very good. If you have high sales and no issues, you're good, right? So there's certain things you have to do to make sure your quality in performance. It's high performance with quality. High performance with quality. Number 3 is trust, character. And it simply has to do with your follow through. If you say what you actually do, people will trust you more and see you as a potential performer, partner, someone who they can lean on and count on, right? And listen, at the end of the day, there's an old saying that what you say has to be gold. If someone can take, listen, I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be, training, coaching, supporting, whatever. If what I say is gold, take it to the bank, then you're moving in the right direction. You're moving in the right direction. Number 4 is honesty and authenticity. Honesty and authenticity. And this ultimately comes down to confidence. Do you know who you are? Do you have an awareness? Do you have confidence in what you stand for? Or are you looking for the world to give you affirmations? I said this recently in a call. Don't expect your friends and family to be your cheerleaders. Success isn't for everyone. Everyone isn't successful. There's 4% of America that make over 6 figures. There's a reason for that, because majority of people don't do the work, aren't willing to go through the change or the frustrations or the challenges, right? But with the honesty, it also comes as a coach for me. If you're an organization, there's some people that make mistakes and they don't communicate about them. They don't learn from them. I appreciate when, someone I'm coaching makes some mistakes, says, hey, listen, Ken, I screwed this up. I learned from it, and this is what I'm going to do different next time. Because to me, that means that they're thinking about getting better, thinking about making progress. But I'll tell you what, if people do things and they hide things from you, I always say, be aware of those who don't over communicate. Because sometimes and then maybe it's personally they're ashamed of what's going on or whatever. But I found those people long-term are hard to coach because they're just not open. They're not open to get the guidance. So honesty and authenticity. Number 5 is a humble swagger. A humble swagger. And yes, confidence, like I said, is key to being successful. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get pushed around a little bit. And when you're confident, but you get knocked down, when you're humble, you listen and learn and you ask questions and you make changes. When, some people walk around and they think they got it. Like sometimes people start in our company and they have experience in, sales and whatever. They're the know-it-alls. I don't need to go through the onboarding process. I need to follow your system. I don't need whatever. And, they tend not to do well long-term because, again, they're just not humble. They maybe are seeing things with the wrong paradigms. But a humble swagger is huge. When you listen, you apply. The humble don't stumble. I heard that recently. The humble don't stumble. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, potential long-term partners, people do great in business. A great law of attraction. A great law of attraction. And what I mean by that is they dress for the job that they want, not the job that they have. I talk a lot about that in our business, in our organization. Are you dressing for a sales role? Then maybe that's the role you want to have. No big deal. Are you dressing for the leadership and management side of things? What do you, what kind of image do you carry? Do you take care of yourself? Are you healthy? Do you eat well? Do you, again, exercise? All these things people care about when they're looking at partnerships and leadership long-term. But I'll tell you, people are naturally attracted to you for who you are and what you stand for. And I said this yesterday in my philosophy when it comes to recruiting and building a team or building an organization or having a great nonprofit. in the recruiting process, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the 5-star athletes. I'm looking for the recruit that has a ton of options. Because I know that recruit, they're going to choose me. They're going to choose our organization. They're going to choose what we can offer as opposed to me choosing them. And the only way that I can have, the 5-star athlete, in my opinion, choose our team is actually to be somebody worth following, actually to bring value to people in a way that they want to learn from us. So a great law of attraction. Again, people are naturally attracted to you for who you are. That's why it's always super important to constantly be raising your lid of knowledge and information. Another one, someone who is fiscally responsible. Someone who's fiscally responsible. Along in my career in 20 years, I've taught a lot of people to run companies. I coach a lot of people that run companies. And there's some people that are really, really good at making money. They're really good at doing sales, at driving revenue for their companies. And, I oftentimes, when I coach someone who's an entrepreneur, I ask them, I say, hey, I need to see your financials. And they're like, why? It's because I need to understand how fiscally responsible you are. You may make $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a year in your business, but if you have nothing to show for it, it tells me a story that tells me on some things that I need to help you with. And so people who are fiscally responsible are ones that are conscious of their break-even point. Where is my break-even point? What do I got to do to drive revenue? How do I increase my revenue in front end? How do I decrease my expenses? These things all matter when it comes to business. But fiscally responsible is definitely one that we look at. I think this one's number 7 or 8, is availability. I call it being down for whatever. When it comes to being successful, there's going to be times in your life that you're going to have to make choices. And in my career, oftentimes I chose the route that wasn't, again, my buddy sitting at the bar at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the afternoon route. It was, hey, I'm going to go help someone in my business or on my team or my organization, or I'm going to travel to a market for a week, come home for a day, travel to a market for another week, things that aren't personally convenient, but professionally builds the opportunity. And listen, those decisions and the ability to make those decisions and being available and making the call to do those things are really, and especially as you grow in a business, they make a huge difference. They make a huge difference. All right, 2 more. An optimistic attitude. An optimistic attitude. There's something about people that are just positive and optimistic. You just want to be around them. It's just a good time, right? And when people have a great time, they always say you don't leave the party when it's popping, when it's lit, in fuego. I don't know what else you guys say, but when it's a good time, the music is bumping, nobody wants to leave, right? But when you walk into the party, you walk into the club or whatever, where else you guys go, I don't do that stuff much anymore. You kind of know if it's somewhere you should stay. And if it's fun and it's optimistic, you're around great people, a good culture, you just want to keep going back. So super, super important. Now, when it comes to this attitude, that's not to be, hey, we live in a fairyland. Things go wrong a lot in life and in business. Things happen that you do not expect, right? There's things that have happened in the last few days in business that we didn't expect. But the question is, like, how do you respond? Do you see things in a positive way? Do you see the good in it? Right? And it's such an important thing. I have a buddy of mine who started a charity. It's called See the Good. Listen, it's are you someone who looks for solutions? Are you someone who has a victim mentality where, the world's falling apart and it's never going to change? I'll tell you, it's super, super important to learn how to respond to a rainy day, learn how to respond to getting knocked down. And we all get knocked down for sure. But the question is, how long do you stay down? Now, for me, I have short-term amnesia. So give an example. I had a soccer game recently. I hit the right crossbar in the first 5 minutes. I hit the upper 90 crossbar 5 minutes later. I had a breakaway that I missed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And we literally go down 2-0 in the game. And then, we're at halftime, we're down 2-1. And a couple of my teammates are like, hey, we should be up 4-1 right now, and they're a little frustrated about it because they're defenders. And I looked at them and I said, hey, just we'll wait till the end of the game to chirp. Next thing you know, it's 5-2. In the middle of the second half, we decided to turn it on a little bit. So, the things happen. How long do you stay down? Do you respond? Do you get back in the game? And then last but not least, characteristic of a potential partner, someone who's a great performer in business, again, inside and outside of our business, is do they give? Ultimately, are they selfless? Do they give to other people and serve other people because it's the right thing to do? I've learned that the more you give, the more you get. The more good you put in the world, the more you get in return. And ultimately, again, do you treat people like you want to be treated? And it's just such a great way to live. You will get more in return than you can ever imagine from my experience. But being selfless, a hard thing to do, again, and young in business, most people are pretty selfish. Most people are, trying to look out for themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a piece of it for sure. But if you give, then you are going to get tenfold. So just to run through these again, in case you missed some qualities of partners, people that are stepping up and doing amazing. Number one, commitment. I would ask myself, rate myself 1 to 10. What is my commitment like? Standards and quality. Rate myself 1 to 10. Trust and character. Honesty and authenticity. Do I have a humble swagger? Do I have a good law of attraction? Am I fiscally responsible? Am I available? Am I optimistic? And am I selfless? And I'll tell you, when you do all of these things in the business that we're in, man, you start taking off and your career starts advancing, your responsibilities grow. And I can share with you when I put this together almost 10 years ago, these characteristics. And when I go to offices and I meet people and I ask them these questions and we use this thing, I would ask myself, I would use this as a filter and ask myself week over week, hey, how do I stand here? What am I rating? Am I a 10? Am I 8? Am I a 5 in these different areas? And, I've found, though, that great salespeople don't always have these qualities, which is very interesting because they're great in sales. They do have a lot of strengths to be strong dominators, dominators, but they have to work on things that can help them be great leaders and great, coaches. And so, again, I would use this thing as a filter. But I'll leave you guys with this. At the end of the day, we all have choices to make, right? We all have things to work on. Every single one of us has something special inside. Every single one of us. And the more we start to realize that, I'm a firm believer that we are God's highest form of creation. We can accomplish anything we put our mind to. I know I have. Everything that I've truly wanted to have, that I truly cared about, I have accomplished. It may not have happened quickly. I didn't say that. It's not going to happen fast sometimes, but I have accomplished and attained and acquired and grown to the roles and the positions and the things that I've wanted. There's still more that I'm shooting for, but I know that it all starts in here, starts in the mind, and then it becomes in the physical world. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. Happy Friday. Before we go, I know we have some new faces. I see some familiar faces in our office. We have some new faces on the online. But Jake, if you can turn around, I think you got a Calvin Johnson jersey on. So turn around, look around. Who in the office there doesn't have their YouTube, have their cell phone on them? So everybody pull out your cell phones. We got to gain some more subscribers this morning. So our YouTube channel, so open up your YouTube. I know you know what it is because you watched that video yesterday or this morning. Just so you guys know, if you haven't noticed, and if you haven't jumped on the YouTube channel recently, we've grown as a group and as a community of subscribers, and it's been pretty awesome the last week or two when it comes to our fun Clear channel. So today we're at over 800 subscribers. We're at 807. We've grown a lot in the last 90 days from different calls I've been on and different people that have enjoyed our content. So if you could please share the content, share the channel with anyone you feel that may need it. My whole purpose is to help change the world one leader at a time. And my hope is these extra calls, these things that we provide you guys that you can share with anyone you want. My hope is it does that for you. I will tell you, I was on a call recently about the channel, and we had over 40 hours of the channel watched last month. So it's pretty cool to see people in their off time, kind of jump on the channel, watch, etc. So happy Friday. Thanks for jumping on today. You guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.